Hello, everyone. My name is John Lackie. With my colleague Stefanie Sonneveld, we'd like to welcome you to our new series, SQF Spotlight. The intent of this series is to deliver small, digestible discussions and insightful interviews highlighting the role that the SQF certification program plays in delivering safe, quality food to our tables and our families. Let's embark on this journey together and make the world a safer, tastier place, one bite-sized episode at a time.
Awesome. Thanks, John. I am very excited about our topic today, which is understanding SQF's role in the emerging and exciting upcycled food industry. To learn more about this, we have two guests. Okay, so we have Mariel Nunley with us today. She is the certification manager of the Upcycled Food Association. Upcycled Food Association is the world's first and only upcycled food certification program. Their focus is on reducing and diverting food waste. We also have Kathryn Britton with us today. She is the Director of Innovation at Where Food Comes From. Where Food Comes From is an independent third-party food certification and verification company, including SQF certification and upcycled food certification. They are also self-proclaimed food nerds. So Mariel, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Upcycled Food Association and what upcycled food actually means?
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm excited to share more about our work. So at the Upcycled Food Association, we are a nonprofit working to prevent food waste by accelerating the upcycled food economy. We work with a network of more than 250 businesses and organizations from around the world who are working together to build a food system that elevates food to its highest and best use. And we are doing this because globally, over 30% of the food produced for human consumption goes to waste, which is an impact that amounts to at least 6% of human-caused greenhouse gas emissions. While that percentage might seem small, the impact is actually so significant that Project Drawdown states that preventing food waste is the single most effective solution to preventing global warming. So we believe that upcycling is a way to create new high-quality products from surplus ingredients or food manufacturing byproducts that would have otherwise gone in the trash. When the Upcycled Food Association started in 2019, one of the first priorities was to draft a definition of upcycled food, since there really was not one in the market that was being used consistently by all the stakeholders. So what our task force was able to draft as our definition of upcycled food, it is that upcycled foods use ingredients that otherwise would not have gone to human consumption, are procured and produced using verifiable supply chains, and have a positive impact on the environment. So building on that definition, we want to steward that in the marketplace. And our next big initiative in 2021 was launching Upcycled Certified. Upcycled Certified, as you mentioned, is the world's first and only certification program for upcycled food products and ingredients. So we started that by launching a standard which lays the foundation and groundwork of what it means to have an upcycled product or ingredient, and then created our certification program, which currently has nearly 500 certified upcycled products and ingredients from over nearly 100 participating companies. So really excited for that growth and looking forward to sharing more about our work.
Thanks, Mariel. I can't believe that 30% of food, produced food, goes to waste. That's incredible. So Kathryn, how about you tell us more about Where Food Comes From and the relationship with Upcycled Food Association?
Absolutely. So Where Food Comes From, as you mentioned, is a third-party entity. And in that space, we get to work with great standard setting bodies like Upcycled Food Association on the various programs out in the marketplace. And we really span the spectrum of food production when we think about the different types of programs that we interact with, which really speaks to our relationship with entities like Upcycled Certified and also SQF. The application is really universal across the food spectrum, even into pet food and animal feed. And so as we interact with the different standard setting bodies as a third party, our role and responsibility is really making sure that those entities engaging in certification meet the requirements. So from beginning to end, compliance is really the space that we live. And as you noted, when we call ourselves food nerds, we feel like we really are at the core of that. There's over 50 different programs that we work with. And so the combination of those programs and the footprint that we have in all types of food production really lends itself to working with entities like Upcycled Food Association on innovative standards like theirs.
Awesome. Okay, so what I want to do now is maybe we can just talk about like a real world example so that we can get a better understanding of the upcycled certification. So the one that comes to mind is waste associated with the processing of baby carrots. So if we use that as the example, what would the upcycled certification requirements be, and how would SQF fit into it with respect to diverting waste product back into the food stream?
I can kick things off and just state that as part of the Upcycled Certified standard, which is our technical framework for our certification program, the standard does include a technical requirement about a food safety program being in place. So that is a requirement for any company pursuing our certification. And having the GFSI certification will fulfill that requirement for Upcycled Certified.
Yeah,
Kathryn?
so when we think about the certification process and the requirements of the standard, first and foremost, you have that food safety foundational element. And really the easy button in achieving that compliance requirement is SQF, because it really encompasses all of the criteria that the Upcycled Certified standard is trying to get at when they're looking at this food safety component of the program. But I also think it goes beyond that too. The program also has requirements around chain of custody, traceability, segregation may come into play. The point of diversion from waste of the carrot byproduct, if you will, in this case, is really that critical control point. And everything from that point forward has to be managed appropriately to maintain compliance. And as you guys know, the foundation of SQF is all about that quality control and the critical control points that happen along the way to maintain food safety, but they lend themselves to so many other things too. And that's really where we see the successful combination of the two programs coming into play, is that SQF creates this foundation for really easing the compliance process when it comes to evaluating Upcycled Certified and how ingredients are being handled, and therefore how finished products are being made.
Yeah, I can, as a former auditor, I can understand how it's really important to take something that maybe was originally destined for waste and now put it back into the human food stream to make sure that, things that may not have been considered for waste absolutely need to be considered now. So for example, the things that I'm thinking of are like, temperature control of product that, if it was waste, now you would need to make sure that the temperature is being controlled, sanitation, cross-contamination, allergens, things like that. So I appreciate the SQF being the easy button, because those are all of the things that are inherently in the program.
That's great. Kathryn, you said that the SQF program presents an easy button for operations to meet the food safety requirements for the Upcycled Food Association standard. Are there any other benefits that you see to an operation having SQF certification?
Yeah, I really think that the SQF Foundation lends itself to food entities starting to think about how they innovate around their waste. You know, if you're a facility that has byproduct, knowing that the SQF Foundation is already in place, you already understand how to manage these critical control points to maintain food safety. And so if there is the possibility within your facility to start collecting byproduct, to start diverting waste, and to innovate around that, SQF is the runway to be able to do that, because you have that management structure in place. You understand what it means to maintain food safety. And so I do think that the combination of these two programs together can really be a catalyst to creating more innovation and diverting food waste and new products in the marketplace that we haven't even thought about yet.
Wow, that's great. I want to thank you all so much for your time today, for introducing us to the Upcycled Food Association, and Kathryn for your insights in how the certification interacts with the SQF program. And we're really excited to have you join us on this first inaugural episode of this new series. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.